Hey, Dr. Ryan Hetland here. Welcome to today's 3-minute chiropractic seminar. Wanted to answer a question, and it's, can chiropractic help my concussion? I have some notes here to make sure I cover some things. Can chiropractic help my concussion? There's several ways to get a concussion. You could be any sort of head trauma from a car accident, sports injuries. In Minnesota here, you could fall on ice. I had a friend whose kid was leaning backwards on a chair or in their place seat where they eat as a younger kid, and she kicked it and she fell back and landed hard on her head and got a concussion, little kid. And the question is, can chiropractic help that? And one thing that is important to note in this topic is that when you get a concussion, the first thing to make sure is to make sure the brain is okay. So obviously, if I would, if it's an emergency, run to the emergency room and make sure the brain is taken care of first, because that's most important there. Once you realize you got that in order, the next step, which oftentimes is neglected, forgotten, or no one knew or told them that this was important, was to have the cervical spine checked for ligament injury and from the trauma. And I always tell patients it's hard to get a concussion, to have such a hard hit to the head to where you could have trauma to the brain without traumatizing the cervical spine, having ligament injury damage. And so I'm going to include a link with this video that has some research written in my blog about the success of chiropractic care with concussions, especially those where the concussion symptoms last longer than a month. And so obviously you don't want to wait till the symptoms last longer than a month before you start care, if at all possible, or get the neck checked. But definitely if you've had concussion symptoms or not quite right after a month, then for sure the neck would be something to look into. The studies are out there that talk about the success of chiropractic and helping people with post-concussion like symptoms, headache, dizziness, nausea, any number of the symptoms that come from it, and sometimes it might not even be neck pain. So something to think about if you or a family member have gotten a concussion, still having symptoms from that. Bring them in, have them checked, and have them looked at by a good chiropractor in your area. Have a great day. See you back here tomorrow.